In today's video, we're talking about gold following Wednesday's events. I'll also have an update on my trade and also the latest on the DXY because obviously the US dollar is a major driver for gold. Now, if you guys want my help with your trading, be sure to check out the link in the description of this video for 85% off lifetime access. You're going to get real-time market updates. You're also going to see my trades live, including a new trade I just put on Thursday, and also VIP-only videos every single week, 2 every week, trade setups throughout the day. I provide at least about 5 to 10 updates every single day. I also answer member questions in Discord. So if you want help with your trading, be sure to check out that link. And if you join today, guys, for the next 7 days, for whatever reason, if you don't love it, just contact me by email within 7 days and I'll refund every penny, no questions asked. So it's literally a risk-free way to get into Discord and see what it's all about. All right, so looking at gold, guys, XAUUSD, obviously we have the market consolidating here. And we also had those Wednesday events, that Trump versus Powell drama that has been unfolding now for weeks. And so you can see here with gold, with this wick from Wednesday, you can see where the market came up here and tested once again 33.70. Okay, so before we go on and talk about the technicals here, I will provide an update on my trade, which, as some of you guys know, if you saw the video, I was getting short through here, 33.57. And this all goes back here to this price action from last week. So in the VIP group, one of the benefits of being there, guys, is we talk about this stuff in real time. And what I told members was that this here, okay, this 6-day composite value area low, this was a key level through this price action. And this was a daily close. Now, on this daily close, I told members to watch for a sweep of this high up here and a close of that June gap. And we saw that there on Friday, okay? Now, what I said in the weekly forecast was that this was going to be your resistance area so far this week, 33.70. And we got a sweep of those highs. We had a lower high develop here on a Tuesday, and I was getting short through here, okay? Now, I rode this volatility out because my rule for this trade, as I told VIP members, was a sustained break above 33.70. So my invalidation for this short was a sustained break above here, which Wednesday's candle, guys, this was not a sustained break on the high time frames. Sure, on the low time frames, 5-minute, 15-minute, whatever, you might have gotten a close above. But when you look at the 4-hour time frame, the 8-hour time frame, this was not a close above. We never got a close above this area. This was just a wick above those Monday highs. So first and foremost, guys, I am still short. Now, the market did close below 33.22, this area that we've talked about here recently. However, we got the close below so far on the 8-hour time frame, although we still have about 4 hours left in this candle. We are seeing the market once again come up here and, take out some of these imbalances. Okay, so where this goes from here, guys, is going to depend on today's close in relation to 33.22. Now, the reason that we're seeing this bounce here today, the reason this bounce is so aggressive is if I move out here on the 8-hour time frame. Let's take a look here at this trend line from the low back here in May, because obviously this is significant. Okay, we've got these lows back here, and you can see where gold is bouncing right there from that level today. All right, so this is a case, guys, where, in my opinion, this is a great time to just stand aside and do nothing, okay? Because right now, gold is very, very indecisive here within this range. And you also have both bullish and bearish factors for gold. So if I wasn't already short here, this would be just a case where I would do nothing here, okay? And full disclosure too, guys, this is something where I'm monitoring this very closely. If we don't get follow through to the downside here within really the next few hours, potentially maybe the next 10 or 12 hours, I'm going to go ahead and cut the position. And this is one thing that you're only going to find in Discord. I will update members if I make that decision. Or what my decision is here, period. So, this is the kind of environment, guys. I told VIP members this earlier this morning, but this is the kind of market environment that I don't like to let trades just run and just give markets tons of time to figure themselves out, just because there is so much indecision. And again, we have both bullish and bearish factors for gold. On the one hand, yes, the macro uptrend is very much intact. However, since April, it has been a sideways market. And also, as I mentioned in recent videos too, you have the market ever since this high back here in June, right? Technically carving lower highs and lower lows. So you have this kind of short-term downtrend here. However, at the same time, you've got that trend line from back there in May, right? So both bullish and bearish factors, and the same can be said for the DXY. And this just makes it even more of a complex story when we look at the DXY, because on the monthly chart, right, we've got this channel we've talked about off that 2011 low here for the DXY. June closed below it. July is back above it. And if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see where we did get a weekly close back above these lows from back here, okay? And right now we are seeing follow through. So on the one hand, right, you have gold in this macro uptrend and finding support there at the May trend line. So that's the bullish factor, but also carving lower highs and lower lows since June. And you also have the DXY reclaiming a key level last week. So again, knowing that the DXY, the US dollar, and gold tend to be inversely correlated, you've got both bullish and bearish factors kind of pulling on gold right now. And that's why we're seeing this indecision here over the past few weeks. Okay, but again, I mean, looking at this right now, this is not the kind of environment, again, where I'm just willing to let the market figure itself out and give it tons of time. I've already given this a few days, and if we don't see follow through here pretty soon, then I will just book my profit and move on. Okay, so what I think this is going to come down to for gold is really a resolution between this area down here. Okay, so key support down here in this area and key resistance up here, right? I think as long as we're between these two areas, then we're looking at a range bound market. If this is your kind of environment to trade, then, you know, so be it. You could have some opportunities here over the coming days. But for me, guys, this is just way too tight for me to try to trade it. The whole idea of this short up here, right, was looking for that push down here towards some of these lows for factors I discussed in previous videos, including this recent downtrend. We also had this unfinished auction down there, 31.54. And like I said recently too, if you look here, I mean, since April, right, this is really just a range bound market. I mean, yes, the macro uptrend is intact. However, since April, it has been very sideways. So we'll see what we get. I'm not willing to make a decision just yet. But again, I want to see something here over the next few hours, or else I will just go ahead and book the profit and move on. Plus, I've got that other trade I talked about in a separate market that I did put on Thursday that I also shared in the VIP group. So looking at the DXY here, just kind of an update here on the US dollar. What we talked about yesterday was the fact that we did get a reclaim of 97.70. So you can see the back here, right? If I move out, let me move out here a little bit just so you can see it a little bit better. In fact, we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame just so you can see this a little more clearly. So you can see the back here, we had these range highs around 99.35. We had the range lows at 97.70. So this right through here, guys, high time frame reclaim of this area. This was a failed breakdown. And you can see where yesterday's candle, this is the same 97.71 level that I've had on my chart now for weeks. And you can see that here on Wednesday, during that volatility, the dollar bounced right there from that key level. I mean, exactly right on the dot. Now, the one factor here that could be bullish for gold in the short term, at least, is that we do have some single prints down here in TPO terms, essentially imbalances, down here below this low from Wednesday. So, you know, Friday should be, I say should because we don't know what Trump is going to do. But looking at the calendar, it should be relatively quiet unless we get some surprises from Trump again, which we obviously cannot rule out. But if, you know, we were to get either Friday or next week or something, the dollar coming down here, it would kind of make sense from a liquidity standpoint. I'm not saying it will happen, but we could technically get that, okay? So that is one thing to consider here with the US dollar. However, at the same time, like I said in yesterday's video, whether we come down here or not, okay, whether we come down here and sweep this low and fill in or clean up these imbalances or not, the bottom line is that the DXY reclaimed 97.70. This right here is your mid-range. So a daily close above flips it to new support. And ultimately, these are the highs that I'm looking for in the short term for the DXY around 99.30. Because again, when you get a high time frame reclaim of a range like this, okay, a lot of times you get that extended move in the opposite direction, okay? So that's pretty clear cut there for the US dollar. But the question is a stronger US dollar really going to be that bearish for gold? Because right now, yes, gold is still down on the day, but you can see here where the US dollar is rallying today. And so far, looking at the 8-hour time frame, gold is also doing pretty well. So I think this is going to come down to, like I said, the next few hours in terms of where we close here. But really, I mean, it's not financial advice, but just my opinion, guys. I think that if you're on the sideline here, it's best to probably stay on the sideline until we get a resolution, either close above here or a breakdown below that may trend line for a resolution to the sideways action. I think until that time, gold will continue to be very choppy here, looking very similar to the action that we got back here from gold. So again, if this is your kind of environment, then, you know, have at it. But for me, it's just too choppy for me to trade this, and I'm looking for more of a resolution to this and those larger swings to play. So we'll see what happens here with my short position. Again, I will be sure to update VIP members in real time. So if you guys enjoyed the video, if it helped, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and also join us in VIP. Click on the link in the description of this video for 85% off. And as always, trade well out there, be safe, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.